Okay, in this video, we want to solve this limit right here. And in the description box of this video, there are two playlists. One playlist has categorized specific limit problems, and the other playlist has random uncategorized limit problems. And so let's begin. And with limits, whenever you see a square root and the inside there's an x squared, it's very important that we have to recognize something. I'm going to show you what I mean by that. So like the square root of x squared. In a way, it's like the absolute value of x. Now, let's think about this. Let's say x is 5. 5 squared. 5 squared is 25. The square root of 25 is in fact 5. Likewise, the absolute value of 5 is also 5. Now let's say x is negative 5. Negative 5 squared is negative 5 times negative 5, so 25. And the square root of 25 is also 5. Likewise, the absolute value of negative 5 is also 5. Now, this is important in that we have to break this down because we have the limit as x approaches infinity, so a positive infinity. Now, dealing with absolute values is also complicated, but if we break it down as x and negative x. So the absolute value of x behaves like x whenever x is greater than or equal to 0. Let's think about this. If x is 0, the absolute value of 0 is still 0. If x is 0, you have 0. Likewise, if x is 2, the absolute value of 2 is 2. And if x is 2, x is 2. Now, this absolute value of x behaves like negative x whenever you have x is less than 0. So let's think about this. If x is negative 1, the absolute value of negative 1 is equal to 1. Likewise, if x is negative 1, negative and a negative 1 gives you a positive 1. And so when we do this problem, this piece right here, we have to consider all of this information. So we have the limit as x approaches infinity. We have 5x. And our highest power is an x squared, so we can ignore this piece right here. So we have a negative, the square root of x squared. And because x is approaching positive infinity, it's going to behave like this right here. So we can just say minus x divided by 4x. We close our parentheses, and we will get limit as x approaches infinity. 5x minus x is 4x divided by 4x, and we get 1. So this right here is our final answer. And I forgot to mention why we can't just plug in infinity. If you plug in infinity here, you get 5 times infinity, so like infinity. 4 times infinity, so infinity. You have infinity divided by infinity. That means the direct substitution doesn't work. That's why we had to do all of this to solve this problem. And that's pretty much it for this problem.